Hello everybody, my name is Jordan and welcome back to another Pokemon challenge. My last one was Pokemon Platinum with only one Baneri, and that was honestly easier than I thought. Today we're going to be trying to beat Pokemon Emerald with only one Shroomish. Shroomish is a pure grass type with pretty poor stats out of okay defenses. Mood-wise, it doesn't really learn too much outside of normal grass moves, though it does learn the excellent move Spore, a 100% accurate sleeping move. However, it's very far off. By TM, its type coverage expands a tiny bit, but not by much. Before going into the run, I'm confident I can beat Wallace, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat Steven. Also, there's going to be a ton of brick walls. The Electric Gym, the Fire Gym, the Flying Gym, and Glacia is just going to be awful. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use one Shroomish. I can catch other Pokemon for HMs, but I can't use them in battle. No glitches or exploits. No items in battle, however held items and items outside of battle are allowed. Let's do this. First off, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to change Trico to Shroomish. I do this to make sure our rival has Torchic, the hardest Pokemon for us to fight. I nickname it Swagger, because he's definitely a stoner. Ours has a relaxed nature, so plus defense minus speed. I don't really mind that. It also has the amazing ability Effect Spore, which has a 10% chance to either inflict paralysis, poison, or put the opponent to sleep if they hit us with a move that makes physical contact. First May fight goes as easy as you'd expect, I just tackle her down. Effect Spore also puts Torchic to sleep, so that was nice. We get to Roxanne at level 14. Her first Geodude takes a couple absorbs to take down, partially due to her healing it. Second Geodude goes down to 1 absorb, and last out is Nosepass. This took me about a minute to take down to absorb, due to Absorb barely doing any damage, and it having an Aura Berry equipped, and Roxanne healing it. Thankfully, she did barely any damage to us, and due to Absorb and Leech Seed, we eventually took it down. We also level up to level 16, I try to learn Mega Drain, which I immediately replace with Absorb. I get to Brawley at level 19, and try a couple of times, but I can't beat Makuhita. But I do have an idea. I go back to Petalburg Woods and grab the Miracle Seed, which powers up grass-type moves by 10%. I would have grabbed this earlier, but I completely forgot about it. I try Brawley again, and it does take me a few attempts, mostly due to Meditite hitting us with Focus Punch and one-shotting me. But eventually, I get this run where Machop goes down a few Mega Drains and a Tackle, coupled with Leech Seed. Meditite goes down to several Tackles, and last out is Makuhita, who evades her first Leech Seed, hits a powerful Vital Throw, we Leech Seed it while it hits us with another Vital Throw. We attack it with a Mega Drain as he hits us with another Vital Throw. He then hits us with an Arm Thrust, and takes us down to 5 health as we use another Mega Drain on him. A couple more Mega Drains get him low, and we survive on 5 health from Vital Throw as Leech Seed finishes him off. Next up is another rival fight, and it's just not happening. Combuskin just does too much damage with Ember. We need to grind. At level 30, we get this run where Wingull hits us with Supersonic, but we still one-shot it with Headbutt. Out next is Combuskin, who uses Focus Energy. We hit Headbutt for almost half of its health. It hits us with a weak Ember, and a critical Headbutt finishes it off. Last out is Lombre, who goes down 2 Headbutts, but not before hitting us with a weak Swift. Time for Watson, the Electric Gym Leader. Voltorb goes down a couple Mega Drains, as does Electric. Magneton comes out, and I set up Leech Seed and just beat it down with Headbutt and occasionally Mega Drain it until it goes down. Last out is Manectric, who I Leech Seed, then Poison, and then, after a few Mega Drains, it goes down. That went way better than I expected. I was expecting him to be in Brick Wall. At the top of Mount Chimney, we have a fight against Maxie. Mightyena goes down to the combination of Leech Seed and Mega Drain. Out next is Camerupt, who I Poison and Leech Seed, then Headbutt until it goes down. Last is Zubat, who goes down 2 Headbutts, but not before hitting us with Wing Attack. Before the Fire Gym, I head back to Fall Arbor and get the TM for return. I try Flannery at level 43, and it just is not happening. We clean through our first 3 Pokemon easily, but Torkoal is just a complete another brick wall. We need to grind. At level 50, we one-shot Numel, Camerupt goes down 3 returns to Flannery using a Hyper Potion on it. Slugma goes down 2 returns, and last out is Torkoal. We hit it for massive damage with a critical return, as it hits us with a powerful overheat. Since we outspeed it, we finish it off with another return, finally winning us this awful fight. Next up is Norman, the normal type gym leader. Spinda goes down 1 return, Vigoroth goes down 1 critical return, but not before doing a bit of damage with a critical facade. Out next is Lanoon, who does a bit of damage with 2 facades as we take it down with 2 returns. Last out is Slacking, who goes down to the combination of Leech Seed, Poison, and return on the turns we can safely attack. On the way to the next gym, we have another May fight. Pelipper goes down 2 returns, but spams Protect, so it's annoying. Combuskin goes down 2 returns, but all it does is bulk up. Last out is Lombre, who hits us for a whopping 4 damage with Fake Out, then we take it out with a single return. Time for Winona, the flying gym leader. Swablu goes down in 1 return, Pelipper goes down 1 critical return, Tropia sets up Sunny Day and hits us with the Aerial Ace, but still goes down 2 returns. Skarmory is out next, and this thing is a fucking tank. I use Spore to put it to sleep, set up Leech Seed, and just beat it down with return. Thanks to getting great flinch luck with the King's Rock, it never hits us. Regardless though, this makes me a bit scared for the post-game fight with Steven as he starts with a Skarmory. Out last is Altaria, who hits us with a powerful Aerial Ace. I hit it for just under half of its health with return. I then put it to sleep with Spore, but not before hitting us with another Aerial Ace. I use Leech Seed on it and take it down with another return. At the end of the Magma base, we have another fight with Maxie. Mightyena goes down 2 returns but hits us with Swagger. Crobat goes down 2 returns but takes good damage with Wing Attack. Last out is Camerupt, who goes down in 2 returns. Next up is the Psychic Gym Leaders Tate and Liza. They were surprisingly easy, though it took like 6 minutes to beat them. I put each of their Pokemon to sleep with Spore, Leech Seeded them, and focused on Claydol last as it could barely hurt me. Like I said, pretty easy fight. In the Seafloor Cabin, we have a fight with Archie. Mightyena lowers our attack with Intimidate, but we take it down in a few returns, only taking a bit of damage from a takedown. Next out is Crobat, who does a decent chunk of our health with Air Cutter, but I put it to sleep with Spore. Leech Seed it, and a couple returns get it to the point where Archie needs to heal it, but 1 last critical return finishes us off. Outlast is Sharpedo, who uses Swagger on us. We hurt ourselves 3 times in a row, then we take it down with Giga Drain. Time for the final gym leader, Juan, and it's just not happening, and it's because of Kingdra. It hits us too hard with Ice Beam, and we can't hand it back enough to knock it out. I beat all the trainers in the area and come back. I come back at level 67 on my 2nd attempt. I get this run. Love Disc goes down in 1 Giga Drain, Celio goes down from a return and a Giga Drain, but not before hitting us with a powerful Aura Beam. Next out is Kingdra, and this fight is just fucking awful. I Leech Seed on the first turn, and due to that getting lucky hits with return and Giga Drain, we eventually take this awful thing out. His last 2 Pokemon go down to 1 Giga Drain each, finally getting us the final badge. At the entrance, near the entrance of Victory Road, we have a Wally fight. Altaria goes down to red health from 2 returns while hitting us with a powerful Aerial Ace. Wally full restores as I Leech Seed it. That, with 2 more returns, take it out. Roselia survives return with a Sliver, hits us with a weak Magical Leaf, then goes down another return. Delcatty goes down 2 returns while only hitting us with a weak Feint Attack. Next out is Magneton, who hits us with a critical Thunderbolt, paralyzing us! That was incredibly unlucky. At least we hit it with Leech Seed and take it down in a couple Giga Drains. Last out is Gardevoir, who sets up Future Sight. We deal half of its health with return. It uses Double Team. We're fully paralyzed. It hits us with a lot of damage with Psychic. We miss our return and are finished off by Future Sight. So close. Next attempt, I get the Gardevoir at full health, and we eventually take it down in 2 returns. Before I even attempt the Elite Four, I need to grind. I waited out multiple times just getting through Victory Road. There is no way in hell I can make it through the Elite Four below level 80, at least. Here are my stats at level 80. These stats are god-awful, worse than I expected. But hopefully, it will be enough. Let's go in. First is Sydney, the Dark Trainer. This actually takes me a couple of attempts because Absol is terrifying. But this attempt, I put Mightyena to sleep with Spore, set up Leech Seed, and take it down with a couple returns. However, its Intimidate has our attack lowered throughout the entire fight. Next out is Absol, and this I'm scared of. I put it to sleep, set up Leech Seed, and then it wakes up the following turn as I use Return, and he sets up Sword Stance. Return does about half his health and damage, but he heals it with a Citrus Berry. Next turn, Absol hits us with a powerful Aerial Ace, causing us to lose half of our health. We put it to sleep again, and the combination of Return and Leech Seed take it out. Shiftry comes out and immediately starts setting up Double Team. After a couple returns, we hit it once with Return, and he hits us with Swagger. We hear ourselves in confusion twice before hitting with Return to take it out. Cacturne goes down one return, and Crawdad goes down a few returns to the Sydney, healing it. Only took 2 tries. Next up is Phoebe, the Ghost Trainer, and I can't beat her. It's not because she hits us hard. She just stalls us out and we don't have enough power points to hit her enough. The amount of luck I need to win is just way too high, so I just decide to grind. Level 85. And many tries later, and while replacing the Shell Bell with the Miracle Seed, I get this run where we Spore and Leech Seed the first Dusclops, waste time with Return, and once it gets to low enough health, we use Giga Drain on it, finishing it off. Out comes the next Dusclops, and we use the exact same strategy, eventually taking it out. Sableye goes down to the combination of Leech Seed and Giga Drain, as does her next 2 Bayonets, finishing off the last one with only 1 power point to spare. This fight was absolutely awful. In between fights, I use a Max Elixir and a Super Potion as items outside of battle are allowed. Next up is Glacia, the Ice Trainer, and this one took me a few tries. I put her first two Celios to sleep and beat them down with Return, but I do use Leech Seed on the first on the second one. Out next is Walrein, the one who ended most of my runs. It hits us with a powerful Ice Beam, doing over 100 damage, but I put it to sleep, set up Leech Seed, and keep using Spore as I want to make absolutely sure it stayed asleep. Once it did wake up, it hit us with another powerful Ice Beam, but I put it right back to sleep. I hit it with Return, it took it down to red, it ate its Citrus Berry, and the Leech Seed took it back down to red. I used the Full Restore as Glacia used the Full Restore as I put it back to sleep, and beat it down with Return. Her next 2 Glacias go down 2 returns each, but I do put the second one to sleep. Last of the Elite Four is Drake, the Dragon Trainer. His Shellgun does a bit of damage with Double Edge, but with Spore, Leech Seed, and a couple returns, we take it out. Out next is Flygon, who does a lot of damage with Flamethrower, but I put it to sleep, Leech Seed it, and a couple returns to take it out. Altaria is out next, and I put it to sleep, anticipating a switch. I use Spore again as he sends out Salamence, instantly putting it to sleep. I set up Leech Seed, and a few returns to take it out. Altaria comes back out, I use Spore and Leech Seed, then he switches out to Kingdra when I use Return. I put Kingdra to sleep, set up Leech Seed, and a few returns, eventually take it out, though he does Full Restore and we get paralyzed off a Body Slam. Last out is Altaria again, who I Leech Seed and beat down with Return. Finally, it's the Pokemon champion, Wallace. We hit Wailord for just under half of his health with Return. It hits us with a powerful Blizzard, then we take it out with a Giga Drain. Milotic is out next and it hits us with Ice Beam, but we put it to sleep and Leech Seed it and eventually take it down with Giga Drain Return. Tentacruel hits us with a powerful Sludge Bomb, but we put it to sleep and one-shot it with a critical Return. Ludicolo comes out next and we put it to sleep and take it down with a few returns, though we do miss a couple attacks due to it using Double Team, and it hits us with a couple of weak Surfs. Wishcash goes down in 1 Giga Drain, and last out is Gyarados. It takes a good couple minutes, but eventually we take it down with a combo of Leech Seed, Return, and Giga Drain, making for a surprisingly easy but lucky Wallace fight. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting him to go that easily. And we may have won the run, but we still have one final fight to do, the secret final boss, Steven Stone. I get to level 87 and use my 13 rare candies to max out my level. Here are our stats at level 100. These stats are absolutely awful and I have no confidence in myself at winning this fight. But I'm still gonna try. Let's do this. First off, I want to apologize for the inconsistent speed. I used emulator speed up because the attempts without it took 15 minutes each. Anyway, he starts off with Skarmory, who starts off with Aerial Ace. We put it to sleep, set up Leech Seed, and while he does wake up a couple times, the only thing he actually hits us with is another Aerial Ace. A few returns take it down with the Leech Seed as well. Armaldo is now next, and we put it to sleep, set up Leech Seed, and return it down in combination with Leech Seed. Before it gets taken down, however, it hits us with Aerial Ace. Claydol sets up a light screen as we put it to sleep and set up a few Leech Seed. Like with Skarmory and Armaldo, it goes down a few returns. Out next is Metagross, who hits us with a powerful Meteor Mash. I put it to sleep with Spore, we miss our Leech Seed, he hits us with another Meteor Mash, leaving us with only 9 health, with Effect Spore putting Metagross back to sleep and us hitting Leech Seed. That was incredibly lucky. That, with some returns, eventually take Metagross down after Steven uses a full restore on it. Aggron is out next, who I put to sleep with Spore. He gets low enough for Steven to use his last full restore, as 2 Giga Drains take it out. Outlast is Cradley, which goes down with the combination of Spore and Giga Drain. We eventually take it out with our final Giga Drain, beating Steven's Stone. This run was way harder than I expected. I wasn't expecting to have such a difficult time in the Elite Four. In 2 weeks, I'll be doing a bit of a different run. Pokemon Soul Silver with only first route Pokemon. See you guys in a couple weeks.